Alrighty, welcome to another 4-on-4 Vintage Cube Draft. I'm on the same team as Slacks, Terabad, and Mac. What a squad. Battling against Alpha Frog, Tom Martel, Ick, and Luis Salvato. Cube regulars, and I've got Ick passing to me, I'm passing to Salvato, and I'm first picking Mox Pearl. Love it. Actually, this is a great pack for me, because I'm going to first pick Mox Pearl, and Salvato's going to take, like, Delighted Halfling or Spellseeker, something just really, really weak. Sorry, LSV. And I don't even really... I mean, I guess what's going to come back? Something mid, like a City of Brass or a Lava Claw. Reaches, maybe a Black-White Talisman or one of these, like, Lingering Souls white cards. I guess Lauren and Cathar Commander are both probably better than Lingering Souls generally. All right. Pick 2, I'm probably just going to take a Troxa. I just don't really pass a Troxa that much. Kind of like Archon of Cruelty. So flexible. Has a lot of things you can do with it. There is 2 fetch lands, a Birds and a Recurring Nightmare, and a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Those are all fine cards, but I'm happy to have a Troxa and make it so Natural Order, Sneak, Flash, Reanimate stuff's all live. Passing a Birds and a Recurring Nightmare, but, you know, makes some of those things worse, but that's okay. Still happy enough taking a Troxa. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get anything too interesting back. Maybe like possibly a Stern Scolding or a Talisman or an Infernal Grasp alongside Kogla, Edge of Autumn, Archfiend, and Hangerback. Those I do expect to come back almost for sure. So still, I don't mind taking an early Atroxa. We'll see what we can do with that. And otherwise, I've got a Mox Pearl. That can go any direction. It's a great card. Obviously, I'd prefer to use it for, white mana as opposed to just colorless. So I'm going to keep an eye out for leading into that, but we'll see what transpires. Okay, so here, oh, and by the way, we were drafting Sam Rolfe's Cube. So slightly different. Still a lot of the same overall themes, just some slightly different card choices. Here we've got Brainstorm, Shardless Agent. I do like Shardless Agent. Hallowed Fountain and Savannah, Zealous Conscripts. It's a pretty weak pack. I kind of just want to take Brainstorm. I really like Brainstorm. I feel like people underrate this card in Cube just because it's not as good as it is in Constructed, but I frequently have cards that help me shuffle, and Brainstorm gets really good then. I think that's better than taking a dual land, but I don't know. Maybe Hallowed Fountain is really good. If I were to take a dual, it'd be Hallowed. I do have a Mox Pearl already. Yeah, actually, I'm going to take the Hallowed Fountain. I think Hallowed Fountain is a good one. Oh, Oath of Druids. I rarely draft Oath. Ooh, tough Cookie. I added that one, actually. When you 3-0 in Sam's Cube, you get to add a card, and I added Tough Cookie. I wanted it for my Academy decks with all the artifacts lying around. Plus, it's 2 artifacts in 1. Yeah, now I kind of wish I took Brainstorm. Regret it once again. But I'm going to take the Oath here. Oh, there's also Goryo's Vengeance. Hold on. It's a new one, though it has been in the Magic Online Cube. This one, you can bring a Troxa back. And that's pretty sick, but I love Oath. All right, let's try drafting an Oath deck. Next up, we've got probably Frantic Search, because even if I'm drafting Oath, I'll still want to be able to reanimate the Atroxa. There's Unburial Rites, which might come back. Who knows? There's some Triomes. The Triomes really aren't bad, but Frantic Search tends to be pretty good in Oath-style decks. And now I could just take Enlightened Tutor, so it's like I have 2 Oaths, or I take Steam Vents. It's also Savai Triumph, but I don't care about that too much. Hold on, my cards are in the wrong order. So I think Enlightened Tutor is just too bad of a card, and there's a chance it comes back alongside like Dryad or Yogg-Will or Inspiring Vantage or Swift Spirit. I mean, it's kind of a weak pack, but I'm just going to take Steam Vents. That card is always great. Channel is actually kind of interesting. It's not good with what I have now, but it's good with some of the creatures you'd want to Oath up. And I don't really have... It's just the best card in this pack. I don't really want to pass Channel. Passing multiple good white cards, Baleful Strix is just fine. I don't really care about Engineer, Explosives, or Courser. I'm going to take Channel, and then if it doesn't work out in my deck, then that's fine too. But I don't think I'm supposed to pass it at this point. Okay, I do like Cryptic Command, but there's also Botanical Sanctum, and I have the start of a blue-green deck. Botanical Sanctum's pretty valuable, so let's just take that. Try to make mana work a little better. And yeah, it would be nice to get the Enlightened Tutor back, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I do still wish I could trade this Hallowed Fountain back in for a Brainstorm, but that is the way we've gone. Brainstorm's just good with Oath of Druids because you can, if you draw the creatures, you get to put them back, and it guarantees what you oath into as well. So here, I'm looking to see what I wheel. I mean, my opening pack didn't really have anything particularly good, and pack 2 had some decent stuff, so maybe we'll see what we get back from there. Other cards I'd like to oath up: Archon of Cruelty, Etali, just like kind of the same big creatures. Flash goes well in this kind of deck. And because I have Channel, I'm also on the lookout potentially for Eldrazi of various kinds. I think we saw an Emrakul at some point. Wow, Spellseeker came back? This pack wasn't even that good. I think I'm going to take it. It goes and gets Channel. It's not good with Oath, but I also don't care if I miss out on Lingering Souls. I guess City of Brass would be the card I'd be giving up. City of Brass is kind of nice because this deck could be playing a lot of colors. Maybe I should do that because I'm going to take Spellseeker still. I think that card is quite strong. Okay, Stern Scolding Talisman came back alongside the 4 cards I named. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind Stern Scolding. I'll take Savannah now. I don't want Shardless Agent. I don't think it's good with Stern Scolding, Channel, or Oath of Druids, and it's actually bad with Oath in multiple ways, so just take the Channel. And then now I kind of want Life from the Loam. I could see this being a Loam deck or doing something with Loam. There's also Heartbeat. Heartbeat to go with Frantic Search. Yeah, that's actually maybe a little bit more likely. All right, we did wheel the Unburial Rites, so I'll just take it anyway. And Enlightened Tutor did come back. Okay. Oh, and so did Unexpectedly Absent. This Hallowed Fountain pick's actually looking a little better. Maybe some kind of weird Bant deck. I don't know. We'll see. I would still like to get Atraxa into play at some point. Oh, there's another Mox. Oh, Spellseeker, get back in here. Happy to take Mox Sapphire. There's also a Tabernacle. Scalding Tarn, Crucible, Teferi's Puzzle Box. I've explained this one. This is another one I actually chose to add myself. I've 3-0'd Sam's Cube 3 times, and I've added Shardless Agent, Teferi's Puzzle Box, and Tough Cookie. Nice ones. Passing a Lelia, passing a Basalt Monolith. But yeah, we'll take Mox and be happy. So there's Caracas, which can mess up Atraxa, but there's also Polluted Delta, which is a 5-color land right now. 5-color lands are pretty strong. 5-color untapped lands that help you shuffle. So I'll be taking that and just accepting that I might lose to some amount of Caracas nonsense. I'm just going to move this over a little bit and take a look. I've got these fetchable lands. Delta fetches, it doesn't fetch Savannah. Oh, sorry. Delta is actually a 4-color land currently. Oh, Depths and Stage in the same pack. It's okay, we're taking Etali. Etali's great to oath up and great to cheat into play with other means, though I don't have those other means quite yet. There's also Worldspine Worm, but I don't have the Flash, and I think I'd rather take the card that's better with most things than the card that's actually, it is better with Flash, but let's just take Etali here, passing Stage and Depths. Flash is actually one of the cards I would most want to see, and I have a Spellseeker, so I would take it really highly, but unlike me, it just opens 2 Moxes instead, you know. And then still no real use for Channel. Kind of have the mana to do a bunch of different stuff. I don't know. We'll just kind of see what turns up, right? We've got Channel with nothing to do with it. Oath with 2 good targets, but also a Spellseeker, which currently wouldn't make the cut, but we're just going to keep our options open. And then I have like Unexpectedly Absent and Stern Scolding as like slight interaction, as well as Enlightened Tutor and Heartbeat, which can just do some weird stuff. And then Frantic Search, which is good with to untap lands with Heartbeat or to set up reanimation. So I've got a lot of kind of potential here. Oh, I guess I do have an Unburial Rites, which isn't crazy. Unburial Rites is a way to indeed get these things into the graveyard. Also, if I see Gifts Ungiven, I should take that. Yeah, I'll leave the Unburial Rites out here just in case if I see Gifts. Unburial Rites will make the gifts a lot better because it's a classic combo. You Gifts Ungiven for Unburial Rites and Atraxa, say. No other cards. They have to put those 2 in your graveyard. Oh, Force and Negation, Swords to Plowshares, and Underground Sea. Well, I don't even have any black cards yet except Unburial Rites. I'm going to take Swords to Plowshares. I've got a bunch of white sources, and Swords is busted. So I don't even have the blue cards for Force of Negation, so easy Swords for me. Oh, there's Emrakul to go with my channel. Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess I didn't see Emrakul. There's also Raugrin Triumph. Impulse would be nice. I would actually take Entomb. If Emrakul wasn't here, I'd consider Entomb. But I think just taking Emrakul is going to be the best. You don't really want to Oath into Emrakul, which is kind of unfortunate. The reason is I'd rather Oath into Atali or Atraxa most of the time. I think it's going to win more games because Emrakul needs a whole turn cycle to do something. But still, Emrakul channel, of course, is just the nuts. Oh, there's the gifts. All right, now I just got to take gifts Ungiven. I can't count on it wheeling, and there's nothing else here I want that badly. It's not like I need, like Unmarked Grave does nothing for me. Yeah, none of these other cards are that exciting. So now I have Gifts Rights as a package. And I think this deck would rather have Spell Pierce than Daze. I like Daze in lower curve decks. There's also Imperial Seal, but I think I would rather just take the Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is great. I don't really even like Imperial Seal that much. I'm not sure about this Absent, Ortis, and Light and Tutor, to be honest. We'll have to see. Oh, there's Show and Tell? Yeah, we're going to take Show and Tell. I love Ponder. I would probably take Ponder otherwise. But Show and Tell with Itali and Atraxa is fine. Show and Tell with Emrakul is not great, but we can do that in a pinch. I'm taking the Heartbeat out. I don't think I want Heartbeat. This isn't really looking like a Storm combo deck. So the question is now, I've got Channel. So Spellseeker Channel's good. Is that worth playing Spellseeker despite having Oath of Druids? I think so, because if you Oath up Spellseeker, it's not ideal. Can go get Swords to Plowshares, and you can maybe live through that turn and then get to Oath again. That seems pretty reasonable. 8th pick Ponder, by the way. I like that. Late Escape from the Catacombs, too. Or from the Catacombs that has Escape. I already have Unburial Rights, so I don't really need that. Generous Ent right now is a green-white fixer, but it really does mess up Oath. I don't think there's a reason to do that. Sphinx of the Steel Wind is an Oath and Show and Tell target against exactly mono red. Tabernacle is a potentially messed up card. I don't have any land destruction. I think that's where Tabernacle really would do something. There's also Basalt Monolith, but Kinnon's already gone, and I don't really want to put Zerd in my deck. I don't really want to put Karn in my deck. I'll just take Sphinx as a sideboard card instead of trying to guess what I should hate. All right, I'll take Razor Verge Thicket. That's a fine land for me. And wow, Stage Depths and World Spine. No one wanted to commit to the Stage Depths because they were in the same pack, so no one just took either of them. I guess I'll just take the World Spine Worm in case I do get Flash. I'll definitely want to hate Containment Priest. Get out of here. Ooh, Impulse came back? I like that more than a black-green land, I think. I don't really have a black card here. And Impulse is nice at pulling your combo together. I guess I'll hate Brain Maggot. And last pick, Imperial Seal? Yeah, sure. Okay, so the card I want that isn't like power most is probably Flash. I think Flash would add the most to this deck. Other than that, stuff like Mana Leak and Remand just to give me a little bit of gameplay would be great. A blue-green land I could fetch for with Delta would be nice. Otherwise, I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about this. We've got Channel plus Emrakul. We've got Show and Tell plus either Atraxa or Itali, or Emrakul if you really run out of stuff to do. Oath seems good here. Have a couple Moxes. I mean, just really no complaints. All right, and we got a Mana Drain. I think I like Mana Drain, yeah, more than Verdant. Verdant is right now a black-green-white land. That's not even that good. There's a Brain Freeze too, but this isn't a Brain Freeze deck, and Mana Drain's totally fine. Yeah, nothing else here that even... I mean, I guess I'd play Sail into the West. I'd play Exploration, but very happy just taking Mana Drain. And I don't even have like that much to drain into. I guess the Gifts combo is a nice one to drain into. What else am I looking for here? Well, like I mentioned, Flash would be Mana from Heaven. Let's see if I can do that. I would also be inclined to splash back for things like Demonic Tutor. Oh, there it is. I was looking at the balance for a second, but I did not realize Flash was in. So World Spine Worm in, Flash in, and our deck just got so much better. I have a deck that has 3 Flash targets, 2 Moxes, a Flash, and a Spellseeker. Some amount of games you can just win on turn 1 or 2 by just doing that. There's a lot of decks that if you flash in Itali, World Spine Worm, or Atraxa, well, flashing in Atraxa is the least good of those early. Late game, it's pretty decent, but early it's just a 2-mana or a 2-card combo where you discard your flash and Atraxa and you get to draw a bunch of cards. That's not nearly as good as Italy or World Spine. Will Balance come back? No. No, it will not. There's Underworld Breach to go with that Brain Freeze. I don't love passing that. On the other hand, Regrowth is also very nice for this deck because Regrowth lets me Spellseeker, Oath up Spellseeker, and if I haven't milled Regrowth, I can Spellseeker for it to get anything out of my graveyard. Plus, this deck might flash multiple times. Alternately, I could hate Breach, so Salvado doesn't take Breach, but I don't know that he would have taken Brain Freeze, and I think Mac is actually even more likely to want to do that. And I think I'd rather have Regrowth over Manamorphose or Treachery, so this just looks like a Regrowth deck. Right now, the Steam Vents isn't really doing much for me, funnily enough. Here, so we have Rafine's Tower, which is a black-white-blue land I can get off Delta, but Delta can already get those 3 colors if I want it. Don't care about Mindslaver. Settle the Wreckage is funny. Torsten's interesting. So Torsten comes into play. You reveal the top 7 and put all the creatures and lands in your hand, and then when it dies, you make 7 1/1. So you flash, and it's 7 1/1s plus you draw a bunch of creatures and lands. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I guess I'll power things up with Torsten. And what I would... Oh, there's a Lion's Eye. Ick is passing me all these cards? Are you kidding me? I'm scared to pass this card, but it might be right. What does Lion's Eye do for me? Just nothing, right? I mean, the best thing Lion's Eye can do for me is I can, like, gifts for Unburial Rights and then Lion's Eye to pay for it, but that's pretty thin. I could also just take a blue-green land, because blue-green lands are good. Hex Drinker I don't really want in my deck because of the Oath stuff. Expressive Iteration, I just don't feel like I have the mana, and it's not really good when you see any of those things. All right, I'm going to really hope that I'm not passing Salvado all the goods, and because I kind of worried I'm hating from Mac, because Mac is, I think, more likely to draft that deck. I could be wrong, though. Oh, Lorien Revealed is a blue-white land? Yeah, that's still pretty good. It's also a red land, but that doesn't matter for me right now. I'm basically just blue-green with a little bit of white. All right, well, a blue-green land would be a very high pick. The other option is Coveted Jewel, which I can mana drain into or channel into. Channel Coveted Jewel is pretty good. But it's... Oh, Show and Tell Coveted Jewel? Yeah, that's not actually great. Let's just take Lorien Reveal. That card is just always excellent. Oh, Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool solves all my problems. It makes Lorien Revealed and Polluted Delta both green lands, so I can't pass that up for even a Lotus Petal. All right, this pack has Stomping Ground, does nothing for me. Chart a Course isn't bad. Tameo's interesting, but I already have Regrowth, and I don't think Tameo does too much for me. Let's just take Chart a Course. I think that's going to be pretty nice for me. And Brain Freeze Wield. So no one took any of those cards. Well, Ick's not going to pass me all 3 here, unless. Do I just take a Draw 7? I don't even know that a Draw 7 is good in this deck, really. Do I take Exploration? Is that good in this deck? I don't have ways to draw a lot of cards. Exploration is nice with when you're Torstening or Atraxing. When you flash Torsten or flash Atraxa. Let's just take the Brain Freeze. I don't really care about the Exploration too much. I have 2 Moxes anyway. I don't need Exploration. Don't think I need Enlightened Tutor either. So right now, I mean, this is even slightly too few cards. Like I could add another card if I wanted. Oh, a Green-White Talisman. Also a Teferi. They're both kind of nice. I think with this deck, I actually would rather just have Teferi. This feels like a pretty solid, like, little Teferi deck. And I'm not really ramping with the Talisman to anything in particular. All right, now I can take a Talisman. I'll take the Blue-Red Talisman. And I suppose I'll take Reclaimer, because I don't think I'm going to play Mindslaver, even with Channel. Yeah, let's just do that. I'll take Crop Rotation. I'm just kind of hate drafting some depth stuff if that was what was going on. Aurim's Chant. All right. Well, I think this deck turned out very nicely. Just getting that flash basically made the whole deck, and getting that late Breeding Pool really helped too. So I guess no one's drafting the Breach deck. What a shame, really. This is Oath Flash, and let's take a look at what it looks like here. Here, I'll show you another deck that I drafted. I didn't record this one. This, me and Ely, because he's teamed up, I drafted and played round 1, and he played rounds 2 and 3. This is another flash deck with Ancestral, Flash for Etali, and Atraxa, but mostly just a control deck with Ancestral, Stern Scolding, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Night's Whisper, Fire Ice, Mana Leak, Counterspell. Very fun deck to play. I lost round 1, of course, but Ely won rounds 2 and 3, so we won the draft. Very nice. All right, little Oath Flash deck, and honestly, I think I get to add a card. I don't even think I need to cut a card. I have 5 creatures. That's kind of a lot, but I feel like, especially when you have a Frantic Search and Charted Course and stuff to do a little bit of thinning, or sorry, discarding, it's totally fine. All right, so Steam Vents ended up not doing anything, right? Oh, I don't think it's worth it, but if I have Talisman of Creativity and Steam Vents, I could cast Etali. Likewise, if I put a Swamp in, I can cast Atraxa. I could also put a Swamp in and cast Imperial Seal. I would end up with Delta Swamp, two sources. 2 sources is not enough. Oh, I should have 1 Swamp in to cast Unburial Rites. All right, that's fine. I can probably afford a Swamp anyway. 2, 3... Like 1 Plains leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white sources for Swords to Plowshares and Teferi. And then, let's see if I put in 2 forests. This is like 18 lands. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green sources. Yeah, I don't mind this. This is, I mean, it's a lot of extra lands. I'll have to get an Orm's Chant because I might actually want to side that one in. Target player can't play spells this turn. It's here for Isochron Scepter, but you also have it in case you're playing against a control deck. You could use Orm's Chant to set up your thing. Let's see. I did want to switch out the Impulse, but... And is this enough blue sources? This gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's probably pretty good. All right. This looks like a deck to me. I think this deck's pretty good. It's got a lot of free wins baked in and a lot of big creatures. We'll see how this turns out. Alrighty. Before we get to round 1, I'm going to show you my teammates' decks. We've got Terabad on usual Terabad things. Brainstorm, Daze, Remand, Counterspell, Force Negation, Subtlety, Palace Jailer, Mystic Confluence, Treachery, Fracture Identity. Great lands, a Mana Crypt even. So Carl likes to do these control decks, and he's done it well this time. Max got red-white aggro with Petal and Mox Emerald, but mostly White Plume Adventurer and Seasoned Dungeoneer. So two helpings of initiative. So pretty sick, and we'll see how Mac does. And then lastly, Jesse with Lion's Eye Diamond, Goblin Welder, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, Gristlebrand, Mere Battlesphere. I don't know how well this deck's going to do, but I can imagine it doing well. All right, playing round 1 against Frogerto here. I am going to keep. I'm on the draw, but this hand has turn 1 Landmox Talisman, turn 2 Gifts for Etali or Atraxa plus Unburial Rites, which the way I basically see it is the less mana you have, the more likely Etali is to be better than Atraxa. Because getting to play 2 spells for free versus draw 6 cards, I mean, yeah, I'd rather get all the mana when early, but later if you have a lot of mana, it can be better to hit Atraxa. You can't really miss with Atraxa, whereas Etali you definitely can. I have lost games where you Etali into like a counter spell and a removal spell or a Birds of Paradise, you know, and an Entomb or something like that. Of course, I've also Etali'd into Atraxa. That one's pretty good. So Frog's on Verdant Catacombs, and we'll see what. Frog does like the Juddish mid-range decks. This hand's pretty good against those. I'm hoping that my Gifts doesn't get like duressed here, but it didn't on turn 1, which is nice. All right, Godless Shrine into Island, into Jace Vryn's Prodigy. All right. Unfortunately, Gifts is a 2-card, 2-turn combo, so I think I'm just going to pass here. I have to do it end of turn. It's not like doing it right now when he's tapped out is actually that useful. Because if I end up doing that, then he'll just leave mana up and counter the Unburial Rites when I play it. So I think I like doing this and hoping that he, I don't know, taps out for something. There's not that much that he could tap out for. But I don't know what kind of deck he's playing. Could be playing a control deck. Could be playing more of like a blue-white mid-range or tempo deck, in which case maybe he taps out for, ooh, like Elite Spellbinder would be the perfect card, because this would go to the graveyard as well as all the other cards I gifts for. So he could Elite Spellbinder my chart, of course, and then I get to slam Etali. Because I think right now Etali is what I'm looking for. But we'll see what he ends up doing. Obviously, I've left 4 mana up. All right, we're starting with Jace. We could also be reanimating something this turn. No, Toxic Deluge, huh? So the question is, if Gavin doesn't play anything, do I do anything? I kind of feel like no. He's thought for a long time. He easily could have other plays. It just seems like he's got a counterspell up, and this is most of the action I have. What I'm probably going to do then is I would just untap, play a forest on my turn, and then pass, and then the turn after I could cast Chart a Course, and then play a land and leave 4 mana up for gifts. There's just no real reason to, I don't know, be a little too hasty here. So, especially since we're on kind of a land-heavy hand. If I had more action, then I would consider not doing that. The other thing I could do, and I'm not going to do this, but I could gifts for 4 cards. I do have Chart a Course. I have Chart a Course to discard. So if I got, oh, Lotus Field. No, never mind. We're just going for it. Okay, Lotus Field it is. Gifts Ungiven. And we're going to Etali here. Etali and Unburial Rites. And don't need to play around days, so I'm just going to kick things off by Unburial Ritesing Etali. Boom. All right, big hits here. I got some big ones. Ooh, Torsten and Git Probe. All right, that works for me. What's he got? His 5 cards are Balance, Strip Mine, Upheaval, Urza Saga. Oh, he's going to balance me. That's not going to be so bad because I'm going to end up with 7 1/1s in play, thanks to Torsten. I am going to Swords the Jace as well. I do want Spellseeker. I guess I do want all these lands. I'm going to go down to 1 land. Do I want Atroxa in my deck as well? I guess I'll keep Atroxa in hand. I haven't played my land yet, so let's go Plains, Swords your Jace. Pass the turn. Discard a forest is fine. And then, so he can balance plus strip mine here if he wants. He can play balance, strip mine me down to no lands. But again, I get to keep 7 1/1s. Oh, True Chromatic Star. Wow, that was pretty good. All right. So I'll keep Botanical Sanctum. And I get to keep 4 cards. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have discarded Forest. Oh no, I have a Breeding Pool in my deck. Because I want to keep Delta, Regrowth, Chart a Course, and Swamp, I think. Oh, I guess I could set up Flash Atroxa. I could keep Spellseeker, lose Chart a Course, still keep Delta and keep Atroxa. Because I assume I'm going to lose my lands here. All right. And then I make 7 1/1s, and then, I mean, I guess maybe you don't strip mine here because you're getting attacked by 7 1/1s. I do like Balanced Lotus Field. I think that's a cool combo. Toxic Deluge got discarded. Bet you got some regrets on that. The Torsten, the fact that I have 5 creatures in my deck makes Etali a pretty nice one too. Emrakul would obviously be the best hit. I would have just won. Hitting Torsten was pretty good. Okay, that's gone. Draw, oh, mana drain. I like that. Let's just keep up mana drain. I mean, I just think he's going to cast Chrome Host Seed Shark here because it's kind of hard to imagine him not doing that. I mean, maybe you don't cast anything, but I don't think that's super likely. You have Urza, Chrome Host Seed Shark, Upheaval, Unknown card, plus Chromatic Star represents another card. All right, we're going to filter through the star first in case we draw something better. And then I'm going to get my blue-green land and mana drain you. And then on my turn now, Ketria Triumph. So we're down to these two cards, plus Unknown. Yeah, I guess I like playing Teferi. I could also, I mean, this could be the Spellseeker Atraxa turn, but I don't know that even Spellseeker and Atraxa helps me really win this game. I think I'd rather Teferi draw land and then regrowth mana drain, and then I get to untap my two lands and have mana drain up, so I don't even have to show you the flash. That was a pretty nice little sequence. All right, so game one doesn't look like a bunch of counters, which is nice because that would be a little bit tougher for my deck to play against. All right, let's see how this goes. Brain freeze, no. Do I want Orm's Chant, Unexpectedly Absent, Enlightened Tutor? Oath seems like it's fine to keep for now. Yeah, I think I'm probably fine the way I am. The main thing would be, do I want to cite an Orm's Chant to like stop a counterspell at some point? Like you have to preemptively cast it. Like before I cast Flash, I cast Orm's Chant. Stern Scolding is probably on the low end here, but I did counter. It did see a Chrome Host Seed Shark to counter. I don't know. There might be an Urza in there too. Oh, I like this hand. So here I get to go. I can leave up Drain on turn one. I don't know if that's good or not. Okay. I'm going to keep this hand. He's going to mulligan. I mean, what I'm probably going to do is just go Island Mox, go. Maybe leave up Drain and Spell Pierce. Probably not use them. I mean, I will if there's a target. Cycle Lorien Revealed. Next turn, just play a land. And probably wait to turn 4 to cast Charticore. Something like that is what I'm thinking. We'll see. Again, it'll depend on what I draw and what Gavin does. Oh, yeah, let's just play Talisman. I don't think there's much I'd care to mana drain on turn 2 that wasn't spell pierceable. Like, there's Jace Vryn's Prodigy exactly, which I know he has that card, but I don't think that's a big deal. Feels like Spell Pierce is going to cover my bases well enough here that I don't need to. I'm going to Spell Pierce that for sure. The Probe already makes Spell Pierce kind of dead, and I don't want to show a mana drain, so it seems like piercing that is good. And no plays. Let's go. Do I want to cycle Lorien Revealed? It's actually kind of a nice thing to drain into. The problem is, yeah, I guess I should. The problem is if I cast Impulse or Chart a Course and miss on lands, it seems pretty bad for me. Oh, actually, it's actually a really funny spot here. I should have gotten Steam Vents. This would be the situation because I have the red Talisman and I could drain into a Tali. Though it looks like I might be using mana drain on something cheaper. Oh, never mind. I don't care about that. He was just using his mana because his lands were going away. All right. Yeah, now I actually take the Steam Vents. That's really funny. And let's go Talisman and tapped Steam Vents, and then hope to drain something this turn and just cast a Tali. And it looks like Gavin's kind of a sorcery speed tap out deck, so I feel like I have a chance here. Yeah, we're going to do that. Drain. And then Itali, so red, blue, and 1. All right, here comes Itali. Turn 4 Itali into Stern Scolding and Talisman. Yeah, this is sometimes what you end up with, unfortunately. Okay, let's chart a course then. Discard Forest, play Savannah. All right, I mean, that wasn't great. I am left with an Itali, and that can still attack, and then I have Teferi to draw me cards and Flash if I draw any of my other things. But looks like he's going to play something here. Are we beseeching? Oh, we're Toxic Deluging away Itali. That's fair. That's fair. And now maybe strip mining Savannah here. Oh, he didn't. Haha, that was my only white source. That's great. Tefers. Draw. Big creature, please. So the question for me is, when, let's say I draw here. Oh. Okay, well, that's a different ball game. I was going to say, if I don't draw a creature, what should I do with this Frantic Search? Because I could fire off the Frantic Search. Here, I guess it'll depend on what Gavin does. Golos, sure. This matchup seems pretty good for me. He's doing tap out things, and I'm doing kind of slightly more busted things. So I could Frantic Search end of turn to find a creature. I could also just unbury, but then I don't want to discard Unburial Rites or Flash. Why don't I just Unburial Rites Itali on my next turn? If I discard Unburial Rites and he strip mines and I Savannah, that's really bad for me, so let's not do that. Okay. There's a Saga, sure. Draw. All right, well, I guess I would have gotten there anyway. Let's go draw with Teferi. Oh, I should have Itali'd first. All right, let's Unburial Rites Itali. Let's actually pay the life. Unburial Rites Itali. And really the only thing we can hit that would just be insane would be Emrakul, but obviously there's a lot that would be really good. Mostly because I have Flash Worm, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Show and Tell, Ramanop, and Show and Tell. He's got no cards in hand. Yeah, sure. Let's Show and Tell in a Worldspine Worm. Why not? The way I figured is if he kills all my stuff, then I will be happy enough to Worldspine to attack with the 3/5/5s, and if he doesn't kill all my stuff, then it's good enough. Putting him to play end of turn isn't super necessary. All right, we got him. We got him, boys, and we'll see how my teammates did. This was a nice little round 1. Alrighty, time for round 2. It was a clean sweep. I believe we all won round 1. No, 3 of the 4 of us won round 1. All right, let's go ahead and play first. All right. It's a little awkward here because I have drawn my one creature that doesn't work with Flash, but that's okay. Let's just lead on Island. I'm going to play Razor Verge second. I don't know what I want to Delta for yet. That's the main reason I don't want to play Delta first. Maybe I want to get Swamp. Maybe I want to get another white source, but probably not that. I guess I could get Steam Vents in some odd thing. Steam Vents won me round 1, by the way. It's really funny. But this hand against, Ick is playing red-white aggro, so Oath, any hand with Oath is already good. And now, besides Oath, I also, if I draw any other creature, have Flash. Zurgo Bellstriker. All right, well, let's see what you can do here. Oh, let's start with Oath. Well, hold on. If I Flash in Torsten, I get 7 1/1s and draw a bunch of stuff. No, let's just Oath here. My main concern with playing Oath is that if I Oath and then end up flashing in Torsten and Ick gets to Oath into like Glorybringer or Thundermaw, that could be awkward, but it seems a lot stronger to Oath and maybe get a Troxa or Itali than it is to have Torsten. If somehow you kill your own Zergo, then I guess I might go back to the flash plan. Oh, the Caracas. The Caracas is annoying. I have all legends, so that's interesting. Crocs is going to be a little challenging. I guess World Spine Worm's not a legend. So the question here is, do I Oath up, or not Oath up, do I Caracas? I could flash in Torsten now. I guess there's no reason to do it now. Let's just do it end of turn. And then that way Ick doesn't get to Oath here. And there's no opportunity to Caracas the Torsten either. Is the idea going to be to dash Zergo and then Caracas it? That's, or not, I guess you don't have to Caracas it, you just dash it. Sure. Go to 16. I don't think I'm going to block it with tokens. I don't think I want to do that. All right. But the rest on the bottom, I guess I kind of do want to shuffle. So let's go flash. Put in Torsten. Don't pay. Put in, I guess I'll take all these into my hand, sure. And then I'm going to crack this, and I'm just going to get the swamp. I kind of want to reshuffle my Teferi. And I think getting basic swamp is fine. Ooh, if I draw channel, that would also be pretty nice here. I want to play gifts this turn, so let's just play Island. Attack for 6. I'm going to leave 1 back. Don't know what's getting oathed up here. And I guess I'll discard a Plains. I actually don't want to discard Emrakul because I think that getting to gifts for maybe channel would be good. Don't hit a flyer, please. That's all I ask. I mean, you should oath here. I have 7 creatures. You're not gonna let me oath anytime soon. But we'll see what Ick does. Caracas. I did say when I passed Caracas that could be challenging. Okay, this is interesting. Players can't gain life and you get pinged. I guess I'm glad this wasn't in play when I flashed Torsten. So Ferocidon is not that big of a deal, but I guess at some point could get annoying. So end of turn, it'll kind of depend whether Ick taps out or not. So if Ick taps out and I'm not too worried about burn, let me just check. Does Ick have Fire Blast? I can get Channel as one of the cards. I can get Regrowth as one of the cards. Regrowth is nice because it just like is any of the other cards. I could get Unburial Rights. I don't know. Hellrider. Yikes. Okay. That's fine. You take 1, and I guess I take 1 because I'm going to trump the Hellrider here. Block. I guess I don't have enough green to regrowth channel. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so Show and Tell's also kind of nice, though I guess not against a tapped Caracas. What if I get Channel, Frantic Search, Regrowth, and Unburial Rights? And then I get given Unburial Rights and Frantic Search, let's say. There's no way to make sure I get Emrakul, unfortunately. I could get Spellseeker. Oh, Spellseeker is kind of interesting because Spellseeker could be Channel, but you don't know that. Oh, the problem is if I Spellseeker for Channel, I can't cast Emrakul. I actually need to tap my lands to cast Emrakul. Same with regrowthing Emrakul, in that case, I might get like Teferi, Mana Drain, Channel. Like I could just put in Channel as a you can't give me this card, and then like Swords to Plowshares, Mana Drain, Regrowth Channel, or Swords to Plowshares, Mana Drain, Teferi Channel. I kind of like that. Mana Drain, Teferi, Swords to Plowshares. Yeah. And then I'm kind of happy with whatever. I don't think Unburial Rites for Torsten is very good. It just gets bounced by Caracas, even if it puts a bunch of creatures into my hand. And the one nice thing about Channel is this is the last turn Channel is going to be good. It's not going to be good after this turn. So I'm happy to take it now or never draw it. Swords is nice with Rampaging Ferocity out. They can't gain life. So next turn, I might go like Talisman, leave up some counters. I got the Channel. Nice. And I have Spell Pierce, so I can Spell Pierce Fire Blast. So I can Channel, pay 13 life plus 2 to get Emrakul into play, and then Spell Pierce a Fire Blast. Oh no, I can't. I guess I can't Spell Pierce Fire Blast because of Rampaging Ferocity. Well, I'll probably lose to Fire Blast then. Because I can't go down to 1 life here. I have to go down to 0 or to 2 to cast Emrakul. All right. Am I getting Fire Blasted? One life short of being able to not die to Fire Blast, huh? That's funny. All right, I'm at 1. And I guess I'll attack. There's no real reason not to. Channel just chilling here. I mean, Emrakul is going to be enough here. Getting to Emrakul someone when they have Caracas in play is nice. Oof, no Fire Blast. 1 life. We love to see it. Well, this was the matchup where Sphinx of the Steel Wind is good. Torsten, I think, is maybe Emrakul is the worst of these, because Emrakul and Channel are both kind of bad. And then now I can also probably cut a green source for another island, maybe. Or actually, maybe, no. Do I want another plains? How often am I? Actually, yeah, let's cut island. Let's put in another plains, and then let's put in the Enlightened Tutor. Because now I can Enlighten Tutor for Oath, which is better against red than most decks. And I can Enlighten Tutor for Sphinx of the Steel Wind if I have Show and Tell. I'm assuming Sphinx is pretty good against them. I don't really know, but I think the Emrakul is the weakest against the Caracas. The Channel is the weakest against mono red in general. And I like where we're at. This hand looks way too slow. This hand's a lot better. Let's keep this. Let's put Waterlogged Grove back. I don't think I'm in the market for that so much. Okay, no turn 1 play. Let's just go Breeding Pool. I guess I could have delta'd for Hallowed Fountain, but oh wow, no turn 2 play either. Itali, huh? All right, well that's a decent one to Show and Tell or flash into play, so I don't mind drawing it. It's not one of the ones I can hard cast off a Mana Drain, but I don't think that's super likely to happen here anyway. Still no plays. Okay, let's see what we can find. Hallowed Fountain. Let's just play the plains. Here's where a second red land would have been nice, funnily enough. Orcish Bowmasters. I don't really like that very much. Let's Mana Drain that. There's just a lot of cards I could draw where Bowmasters would be really annoying. Like if I draw Teferi, if I draw Chart a Course, like I don't really want it. And if this is like a Hell Rider, I can just, or sure, same thing, Swords it. All right. I have some mana floating. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria? No, Show and Tell. That works too. All right. Let's see what you got. Could be something big. Yeah, Goldspan's not bad. All right. I hit Mox Sapphire and Eater of Virtue. At least the Caracas is exiled now. This is a good way to stop Itali, is to put some really bad cards in your deck. All right. I'm at 20. I don't even know that I'm winning this race. I hit a 0 drop and a 1 drop with Itali. Oh, man. Okay. So now that I don't have Itali in my hand anymore, I have a lot fewer live draws. I'm hoping to hit... I mean, it's still to Fairy would be a pretty good draw from here. Yeah, Jite already means that I'm losing this race. I was already losing the race, I think. Yeah. Effectively with a Lava Claw reaches and them being a burn deck and all that. I hit your Virtuna Mox, yeah. Live by the Itali, die by the Itali, I guess. Okay, what are we hoping here? I guess Teferi? I don't even know. Torsten, yeah, sure. I guess I'm ready to play a Torsten next turn. Take 9. Torsten's kind of interesting, because if I Torsten into a Troxa, that's not bad. I mean, I'm at 16 going to 12 here. And then next turn going to effectively 4. So that's a little unfortunate, but I do have a Torsten as a blocker. If he's animating Lava Claw reaches, then I'm not super thrilled with that. But I also don't want him to have spells, so don't really like my spot. But we'll see. All right, I'll take 4. I'm at 12. I guess Torsten is the most castable one, though. No, actually, a Troxa would be better if I just drew a Troxa here. No, not you. Not you, World Spine Worm. Okay, let's just get Swamp. Cast Torsten, the founder of Benalia, and I hit an island. Nice. And then I'm going to attack for 9 because I don't have anything better to do. And then now I'm effective at 3. All right. I mean, there's a lot I lose to. If I don't... I guess technically if Ick just has all lands in hand, I could win here. Because 8 plus 8 is 16 life, and I'm attacking for 16 life. But I don't think that's very likely to be the case. Whatever this is, I don't like it. Chandra? Okay. Into a burn spell? Oh, Fiery Confluence, and I take 12? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I mean... Look, I mulligan, went Mana Drain your play, Swords your play, Show a Tell the Tali into play. That is all very good stuff to do, but it didn't end up working out. Yeah, I still don't really want Emrakul. Sphinx still looks great here from what I've seen. And I don't think I want to put a double white card in, even though Unexpectedly Absent would be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white sources. No. I just think there's no reason to do that. All right. Still don't really like Caracas, but at least now I have Sphinx along with Worm as the non-Caracasable creatures. And honestly, Oath is still a huge problem for them. Flash obviously is still very good. And on the play, if I draw one of the Moxes, the Gifts plan I think works out fairly nicely. And I can Gifts for Sphinx of the Steel Wind, which is nice. Okay. Game 3 on the play here. Boom. So this hand, I go land, Spellseeker for Flash if I draw a third land, and then I have Flash Itali. I think I keep this because I feel like Ick has sideboarded to make their deck a little bit slower, like taking out stuff like Zurgo. I don't know that, but also this is a turn 4 Itali, which I think is decent. Oh, yeah, I don't think Ick took out Zurgo now that I think about it. All right, just draw a Mox here. No, don't draw Troxa. Okay, because that's also like now some of my good Itali hits are gone. Basically, I'm keeping a 2-laner on the play, where especially with Spellseeker as like a speed bump, I feel like if I draw a land, I'll be totally fine. If I drew a Mox, I would also just have a turn 2 Spellseeker. That would be great. All right, attack for 4. Land or I die here. Yeah, no, we're dead. All right. I don't know. A 2-land hand where I feel like if I draw a 3rd land, I probably win is just a hand I'm normally going to keep. Magus of the Moon. Yeah, I guess that'll do it. I don't think I guess I could draw Mox Sapphire. I'd have outs then. Well, I wasn't playing a spell, Magus or no Magus. Let's get to round 3. Alrighty, time for round 3. Playing against Luis Salvato. I'm on the play, and I will keep this hand. This hand is kind of the opposite of what we've mostly run into, which is I have both Flash and Show and Tell and Spellseeker. None of my big creatures, but I have a lot of big creatures in this deck, so I will probably draw one. Ooh, turn 1 Exploration. Salvato loves those decks. All right, let's Island Cycle. I'm just going to get basic Island here, I think. Draw Talisman, and I might be Spellseekering for Charticourse here, because currently I'm not in need of any of the other things. Next turn, assuming I draw like a land or something, I guess I will just be Spellseekering for Charticourse. Garruk Wildspeaker, sure. Creature? Interesting. I could Impulse. I guess Impulsing for a creature looks pretty good here. Okay, I hit a Troxa and I have Show and Tell left. All right, so I'm going to take a Troxa and play a land and pass. And then my plan is to go to 17 from the Garruk Beast, go to 16 from the Flash, and then pick up Emrakul and Channel if I can, or if I get Emrakul and not Channel, I can Spellseeker for Channel. Okay, Salvato's playing a Stomping Ground. Ooh, isn't sure whether he wants it tapped or untapped. That's a good sign. It means he's not immediately slamming a great play. All right, untapped Stomping Ground. Maybe he's just playing around like Spell Pierce or something, which he knows I have. I mean, we'll see what his next plays are. Wooded Foothills. Wow, just the Exploration. Just play 2 lands a turn. Just no coursers, no oracles. Just casting my lands. Is this Escape from the Wilds? Oh, an Elder Gargaroth. Sure. Don't mind that one. That one doesn't bother me. Make a beast. Okay. Down to 1 card. So if I channel Emrakul and take another turn and attack, yeah, that's probably still enough to win. All right, let's go. This is going to be an interesting Flash. Let's Flash, put Atroxa into play. All right, Atroxa, deliver to me. What did I hit? I hit creature, instant, sorcery, land, artifact. I guess I'll take the Mox for sure. I'll take Plains. I think I want Mana Drain over Gifts. I have sorcery, I have regrowth. Oh, I like regrowth. And I like Etali. And do I want Gifts or Mana Drain? So next turn, I'm going to get to Show and Tell Etali. Salvato's got 1 card in hand. I guess I hope it's not gigantic. And I'd rather leave up Mana Drain than have Gifts. I don't need to do all that. All right. Take all those. Draw. There's the Spell Pierce. Mox. Plains. Let's cast Show and Tell for Etali, I think. What's your last card? If it's enormous, that'll be really funny. All right, nothing. All right, what do we hit? World Spine Worm and Orcish Lumberjack. All right, well, I'll take a World Spine Worm. Hey, Orcish Lumberjack's not the worst either. And then I just pass with Mana Drain up. And then next turn, if I want, I can regrowth Flash or something. I don't even have a creature, I guess. And if Salvato plays something good, I get to mana drain it and set up, I don't know, Spellseeker for something too. I might end up this game just regrowthing the mana drain. I don't think that would be crazy either. This is a very good version of this kind of deck. It's got all the things you really want. Oh, we'll mana drain this. Oh, wait. No, we're going to Spell Pierce this, actually. No reason to waste a mana drain when a Spell Pierce will do. It's tempting turning down 5 mana, but I think given the fact that I have 22 points of trample coming in, I'm not quite finishing the game because they've got Elder Gargaroth. That's a lot, but yeah, I guess you know you're pretty much dead. Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I don't actually like it that much against mono green just because they do such big things. But is there something worse? Stern Scolding's probably good still. Don't want Orm's Chant. Don't really want Brain Freeze. I'm just gonna submit this for now, and if it looks like Sphinx is good enough, maybe I'll run it. I'm just always worried about you playing Sphinx of the Steel Wind, hitting them twice, but doesn't stop them from like assembling their board or kill them that quickly, and then they just Crater Hoof you for like 75 damage or something. So currently Mac is 2-0, Carl's 0-1, Jesse is 1-0, and I'm 1-1, so we're doing well. And this matchup seems, from what I've seen, very good for me. The green decks just aren't quite fast enough to beat how quickly a deck like this can assemble Flash. Oath is very good, and then I just go over the top of a lot of what Luis does here. All right, on the draw, I mean, haven't had a turn 1 show and tell yet. All right, I like this hand. I don't have double blue, but I get to go. I have Spell Pierce and Swords to Plowshares for early plays. And I have Mana Drain once I draw my second blue. And then I have Spellseeker, which gets a bunch of different combo elements. Okay. Let's lead on Botanical Sanctum. Swamp, not an ideal draw. And I don't know how likely it is I can Spell Pierce something, but if he plays Exploration, Fertile Ground, Utopia Sprawl, Sylvan Library, any of those things, I will Spell Pierce. So basically whenever a Spell Pierce target goes in the stack, I'm ready to counter it. Likewise, if Salvato plays something I can Swords, I'll also do that. Yeah, I'll Spell Pierce a Devatum. That goes and puts a basic land into play. It's a little awkward. I will play Waterlogged Grove, which makes it look like A, I'm mana screwed, or B, I have Mana Drain, and the answer is B, I have Mana Drain. Dryad is fine. If he wants to play an extra land, I don't really care too much. Honestly, I don't even know that I'm going to Swords the Dryad. It just attacks for 2. It doesn't really do anything else. Like, yes, he can play extra lands. He has 4 cards in hand. If 2 of them are lands and he gets to play a bunch of them, then, whatever. Courser of Crufix, that I will Swords, most likely. Sure. You're going to sack your land now, I'm sure. Basically, I don't want to use Drain or Swords unless I have to. The Courser with a bunch of fetch lands, immediately played one off the top. That was not great. But Courser with a bunch of fetch lands is too much card selection and card advantage, so I will Swords the Courser. But I'd like to save Mana Drain for something where Swords couldn't quite as easily answer it. So he's deciding whether he wants Wall of Roots, or is he just wondering if he wants to sack those fetches or what? I guess I don't really know. I'll take a little bit of damage here. At some point I need to draw a spell, though. I have drawn land. So I would like to find something. All right. You're sacking that. I will Swords the Courser in response. Okay. Courser down. Tap land. Attack me. That's fine. I'm not going to sack my land either. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. All right. That's fine. This deck can also play as a nice little control deck. I do like Teferi. That was a good draw, because now I can go mana drain into Teferi maybe, though I guess I could just cast Teferi anyway. I'm probably draining whatever this is. Oh yeah, we're draining Escape to the Wilds. For sure. All right. And so we're probably going to go Teferi, draw a card. Oh, never mind. We're just casting Atraxa. Oh yeah, this is why Atraxa is so good too, and why I wanted to play a Swamp. All right. Mana drain into Atraxa, the classic. Land, sorcery, creature, and instant. No artifacts? Unlucky. Oh, I can get Channel and Emrakul, and I'm at 15. Yeah, I guess I'll get Channel, Emrakul, Impulse, and Island. And I've already played my land, so I guess I'm going to pay a life and play Spellseeker. And I think I'm just going to pick up Regrowth. I don't think I need Flash here. I don't have anything to flash, and Regrowth is a good thing to like Regrowth Drain or whatever. But yeah, I mean this game looks pretty over to me. I love this has been a really cool version of the deck. I can't wait to take a look at the deck after we finish this match, because Bant control with the like Oath Flash Gifts package is a new one for me. Elder Gargaroth, oh yeah, baby. The Garg Father. All right, let's attack with Atraxa. It'll let Salvato draw a card if he wants to trade in Elder Gargaroth for a card. But I wanted to gain life so I could channel Emrakul here. Island, Regrowth, Mana Drain, Channel, and Emrakul with a Mana Drain up, and I hit with Atraxa first so I can't get like lightning bolted to death or some silliness like that. All right, yeah, we got this. Really a shame this deck didn't 3-0. This deck was excellent, but you know, it happens. It kept a 2-lander, it didn't pan out. And I bricked on Atali pretty hard. So yeah, I had a lot of stuff that had to go wrong to not beat mono red last round or with a red aggro deck, but this match was, I think, not remotely close to being close. I didn't really ever feel threatened at any point, and this will lock up a dub for the team too, so I'm a pretty big fan of that. Salvato, oh. Yeah. Not much he could have done in these situations. He was in the scenario of being mono green, tapping out for big things against a Mana Drain Flash Show and Tell deck. I mean, look, I had Flash with the best target, the second best target, and then two pretty good targets. Flash, Torsten, or Trox are both very good. Show and Tell with two really good targets of Atraxa and Atali, and then three decent ones. Basically, Worldspine, Emrakul, and Torsten, any of the Show and Tell cards where you just go Show and Tell, go, and they don't have an ETB, and they don't have haste or anything like that, I'm a little cooler on. I just don't like it when my Show and Tell gets defeated by a Palace Jailer, a Jace the Mind Sculptor, Swords to Plowshares even, though I guess I'm the one with that specific card. Also, Unburial Rites Gifts worked out well, though I will say part of the reason it worked out well is I had two Moxes, which sped this deck up a lot. I normally think Gifts Rights is a little bit on the slow side, but it was a good fit for this deck. Regrowth was good here. Channel was good. Spellseeker really tied the room together, picking up Flash or Channel mostly, plus value cards like Mana Drain or Chart a Course or Regrowth. Having like Spell Pierce, Stern Scolding, Mana Drain was just an excellent suite of counter magic. The Teferi was really good, and my mana was good. 10 out of 10, no notes. This deck was perfect, and ended up with a nice 2-1, won the draft, and that means we get to not only draft again, because that's the best part about finishing a draft, ending with a dub and drafting a very sweet version of a deck I like, though Oath actually never did anything good for me, so that was the only downside, is I never really got to see Oath tick, but once again, first picking or early picking Atraxa worked out nicely. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another draft tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see you then.